This video is to set up for the heating curve lab. So I'm going to add it to my table of contents. So this is the third lab that we're doing. And mine is going to start on, let's see what page it's going to start on. Mine is going to start on page 7. Okay, so I'm going to put the title at the top. And then the date is going to go underneath of it. So you'll put whatever today's date is. And then the next is going to come the purpose. And the purpose of this lab is to compare a heating curve for pure water to a heating curve for impure water. So the purpose is to compare the heating curve for pure water to the heating curve for impure water. After our purpose comes our hypothesis. Now, for this lab, I want you to hypothesize about how the temperatures at which the waters will go through their phase changes are going to compare. So we're going to compare the freezing points and we're going to compare the boiling points. And so we're looking at the temperatures. So for your hypothesis, it's going to be in two parts. One part is going to be to compare the freezing point of pure water to impure water, or the melting point, because it's a heating curve, so we're going to be looking at melting point. And then we're also going to compare the boiling point, so the temperature at which it boils from pure water to impure water. And so you can just say, you can compare this in terms of higher, lower, same. So we can say the melting point for impure water will be, and you can say greater than, less than, or equal to the melting point for pure water. And then the next part of your hypothesis is going to compare the boiling point. So we can set up the sentence the same way. The boiling point for impure water will be, and then again you can say greater than, less than, or equal to the boiling point for pure water. So those are the two things that we're going to compare. So after our hypothesis comes our procedure. So you need one piece of the procedure, so it's just 7 steps. And we're going to glue that in. So remember, you can use tape too. Glue or tape, doesn't matter. Just make sure it's secure. Okay, and then after, so if we go back and look at our rubric, so after our procedure, we're going to have observations, and then data, graphs, and calculations. So I'm going to set up, so if we look back at our other labs, we have the same thing. We have observations and then our data and graphs. So we're going to put observations next. And for this lab, you're not actually going to have a data table. We're going to have our technology, our LabQuest units, collect all of the data for us. So once we're done collecting our data, we're actually going to have two graphs for this one. So we're going to have a heating curve of pure water. And so your graph will look something like this. You'll have time on your x-axis, then you'll have temperature on your y-axis, and so you'll sketch that in once you have your data collected. And then we're going to have the same thing for impure water. And so we'll have our graph. So we'll have time, we'll have temp. And so then we'll just sketch that in. And then after your graphs, because we don't have data tables, we don't have calculations, you're just going to note based on your graph the melting points and the boiling points. So then the only thing left will be your summary. So now your lab notebook is set up and you can go and complete the heating curve lab.